Hey, this is Doug Stanhope. This podcast was so far the favorite that we've taped, and it's with Bingo's sister, my girlfriend's sister, huddled up in a king-size bed in a low-budget motel in Billings, Montana. And before you tune out thinking, it's a chick, it's not going to be good, it's pretty funny and riddled with poop. Poop's always funny. Also, as always, Greg Chaley, my tour manager, and Chad Shank, my friend, are also in the room chiming in. Enjoy podcast number 735 of the Doug Stanhope podcast with Bingo's sister. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Pillow Talk podcast with Doug Stanhope. We're having to talk quietly because we're in a shitty motel in Montana where we're going to get noise complaints. Probably by the end of this show, we will have noise complaints. But we are laying here in bed like John and Yoko with me and who? Not Bingo. Bingo couldn't make this trip. So I have Bingo's sister in a king-size bed at the Dude Rancher Lodge in Billings, Montana. It's not really a shithole, but it's not the place you can be loud. Kelly Bingaman, Bingo's sister, who I torture Bingo by saying, I'm going to fuck your sister all day and night, drove out from her own personal dude ranch, the oil fields of North Dakota, where she's just raping them for money. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Doug.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Do you want to start out talking about your labioplasty, or should we save that for another podcast?
We can save that for another
All right.
podcast.
It might have never happened. And
we can do that for the Christmas special.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. We'll do a Bingaman Christmas family podcast. That would be fantastic with Brooke and Grandma and Mom and Pa. That would be a funny podcast.
That'll be perfect.
So you work up in the oil fields in North Dakota.
Correct.
And you get roped into that, who knows how. It's probably a boring story.
Yes.
You used to do other dumb shit, like you taught people how to eat food or something.
Eating disorders, yes.
Yeah, she was a food coach. Like, she just watched someone eat dinner and then tell them how they did it wrong if they had an eating disorder. Like, if you can't find a scam in America for a job, you're just not thinking. You're an asshole. Well, try to find work. Well, you're not thinking. It's not all about applying for jobs. Kelly's not even bright, and she teaches people how to chew for a living as a spare gig. But then somehow, through a friend, you got roped into getting up with the Roughnecks.
Yes.
We visited you there last year, and it's a horrible place. It's just all testosterone. It's like a UFC crowd of a town. All just angry dudes with boners and road rage and, nothing. They make a lot of money, but there's nothing to spend it on, and they just want to fight. I was afraid to... We were drinking in a Holiday Inn lounge, and I was afraid to be there. Just everyone just reeking pissed off. But you do... What do you call that? Human resources. You get some... It would be
kind of.
It'd be an office job, but
Yes.
it's in a trailer.
Yes.
In a field of mud.
Yes.
My dogs liked it.
That's good. Somebody liked it.
I'm only roping you in for this story while we're sober enough to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But you recently got hired on there. You lived in some kind of dorm situation.
I lived in the trailer park for about 6 months, and now I'm in apartments.
All right, but
Yes.
leading up to the story that we're leading you into,
Yes.
tell me about what happened.
Okay, so I had been working 7 days a week, a little stressed out, and so I was just having a night out with my boys.
'Cause that's all there is boys.
There's boys everywhere, yeah. It's just guys everywhere. So I was just having a night out with my guy coworkers, and we were drinking, of course. And normally I just drink.
Well, first of all, note, of course is wrong. I got to give a little bit of backstory. Kelly is not like Bingo at all. Kelly is the innocent one. She's even in her 30s. You feel bad saying swear words, and she blushes and she's like, "What are drugs like? I've never done those." And she's very innocent. So when she's out drinking with the boys, you're stunned to hear that. That means, oh, I had a hot toddy, and then I got flush, and I went to bed.
Yeah, no, I hardly ever drink, and I will probably get hungover like once a year. So yeah, I don't drink very often.
So you're drinking with the boss.
So I'm drinking, I'm drinking with my coworkers. I'm stressed out and I'm having a good time. And so I'm drinking whiskey, Crown Royal, which I normally don't drink. So, hang out with the guys, we're laughing, telling stories, and I just keep drinking. And then I take shots right before going to bed.
Is not one of these guys your superior?
Most of them are.
So you're you're drinking kind of under
Yes.
duress in a way, like, well, they're the bosses, so I'll have one more if you're having one more.
If they're telling me to take shots, I take shots. So I am drinking away, and I remember going to my apartment with my coworker. I remember walking down the hallway, unlocking the apartment.
Give them a name. Make one up.
Eric.
All right.
Eric. So Eric and I are walking to the apartment, and I remember unlocking the door, and then after unlocking the door, I only remember one thing until I wake up in the morning, and I've never blacked out before ever in my life. So this was the first.
Welcome to my world. So what was the last thing you remember?
After unlocking the door to get into the apartment, the only thing that I remember before actually waking up in the morning was I remember I was in the fetal position in the bathroom, puking and not moving from the floor, just sitting there and puking on the floor. So I remember that for a split second, and that's it.
Like on tile? So it was it was just coming out of your mouth and like pooling around your face?
Yeah, I wasn't even moving my head at all.
Wait till you get to the morning.
Yeah. No, yeah, I
Now, you're sharing this place.
Yes, yeah.
With Eric.
Yes, I'm sharing the apartment.
Superior.
Yeah, I'm sharing the apartment with Eric, a superior.
And you just moved in, right?
Oh, yeah, just a few months before this night.
This is like corporate or company housing, correct?
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is something. It's not like you put like a deposit
This
down.
is
You
like
can
a
move out.
Japanese internment
Yeah.
camp in World War II.
Yeah.
It's grim. I saw it.
Yeah. No, the company pays for the apartment.
But it's company property. Is my
Correct.
point.
Anyway,
Correct.
Yeah.
So you wake up with your superior as your roommate,
Yes.
and how'd that look?
So, well, I wake up, and again, I've never blacked out before. I wake up in the bathroom in the fetal position, and I have my pants and my underwear down to my knees, and then I have my shit in my underwear and on my pants, and shit is dried up on my legs and my stomach. And I look around, and I've got my puke dried up around me. And then there's shit on almost every single tile of the floor in the bathroom, and it's not a small bathroom. So I think I was flailing around like a fish in the bathroom because there was shit everywhere.
So I guess it was on
And
you
puke.
too.
Oh, it was everywhere. Yeah. I puke everywhere. I've got shit everywhere. I look in the toilet, and I've got shit in the toilet, and I've got shit smeared across the top of the toilet, and I have a bump on my head, so I could tell that I was shitting on the toilet, and then I fell off of the toilet and hit my head on the bathroom tub.
Perfectly normal.
Yes, perfectly normal.
Into your own vomit.
Into my vomit on the floor. And so I had a bump on my head, and I bruised the side of my leg from falling off of the toilet. And then I finally stand up, and I look in the mirror because I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And I look in the mirror, and I've got shit dried up on my face and in my hair.
Feces?
Yes.
Not like a bunch of shits in my hair.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Oh,
Feces.
no. My
Fecal
actual
matter.
shit is dried up on my face and in my hair. And it's all over the floor and it's all over my body.
But no one found you.
No, thank God.
Wait. How can no one find a shitstorm in the same mobile home?
Who wakes up?
Well,
They were gone for work. They had left for work when you woke up.
Eric actually got up and left for work. And thank God he didn't check on me because he would have seen me with my pants down to my knees and shit everywhere.
Who gets up and goes to work in the morning without going into the bathroom?
Or brushing your teeth.
That's what I think. I think he saw her and she's so adorable and sweet. He goes, I'll pretend I never saw that.
He's got his own bathroom, so he didn't have to come into my bathroom.
You think
Because he has the master bedroom.
You think maybe it'd be like, what's that smell?
So now you have you're covered in shit and vomit from head to toe
Yes.
and in your hair, and now
Yes.
you have to go to work.
Yes. Well, I was supposed to go to work that day. It didn't quite happen. I got in the shower. Well, after scrubbing the floor with a towel because my shit was everywhere.
Eric's towel.
That's
Eric's towel.
that's how she works. You know, she has shit in her face and hair, but she's gonna get the grout work first because she cares about everyone.
So I scrub the floor, and then I finally get myself in the shower. But I think I was in the shower for over an hour because I was in so much pain. And I sat in the tub, and the water would get cold, and then I would turn the water on so I wouldn't be cold. But I just stayed in there for over an hour because it was too hard to get out of the tub.
Well, you didn't want to touch that floor.
Exactly.
Your feet were finally clean.
My feet were clean and I didn't want to get on that floor. So I finally got out of the bathtub and I just laid on my bed all day and I couldn't move at all.
Any repercussions from work?
Nope. I lucked out this time. I think they love me too much.
I've been with, actually, Greg Chaley here was with me one morning when I thought it was funny to fart along to the tune of My Prerogative
Bobby Brown.
by Bobby Brown. It's my prerogative. I can do what I want to do. And I've tried to do one number too far, and I golden spicy brown mustarded my underpants.
I remember they were gray boxer briefs.
Yeah. Yeah, they were not Saks underpants. Those were just basic Hanes, boring. I would never shit a pair of Saks underpants. But, so yeah, I've shit my pants, but I've never shit my face and hair.
And all over the bathroom floor. It was everywhere.
I've shit on a bathroom floor on purpose, but I've never shit my face. You were literally shit-faced.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful story.
And shit-faced and vomit-chinned.
This is Doug Stanhope, and remember, anytime we're on the road, our podcast is sponsored by the Gideon's Bible, which we steal out of our hotels and sell to you at the merch booth. And with that poop story out of the way, we kept her talking about her recent labiaplasty as we plied her with alcohol. So you had a labiaplasty.
Correct.
Your sister Bingo has a renowned vagina.
Common knowledge.
Yeah,
It's not a secret.
yeah. It's a hangy catcher's mitt. If you gutted a catcher's mitt, or maybe if it were the catcher mitt was made out of cow skin that hadn't been tanned, it was fresh from the cow.
All wrinkly.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it hasn't been tanned. Like it hasn't been stretched.
Yeah, yours wasn't nearly as drapey as Bingo's, was it?
No, it wasn't to that extreme.
But you still went to the extreme of getting it snipped off.
Correct. Yep.
And was that for reasons of, what do you say? Was it irritating to have? Like, I have hangy balls, and they stick to my legs, and that's like a problem, and I get anal toe and all this stuff.
It wasn't irritating. The only thing that was irritating was bike riding, and it was very uncomfortable.
So was it more vanity? Like, I don't want...
It was vanity.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Because no one ever sees... Who sees your vagina?
Well,
everyone sees Bingo's vagina,
Yeah.
and she doesn't... Yeah.
A few people have seen my vagina.
All right. I guess that would make you more vain if you're going to make it a special surprise, and you don't want someone to go, "Oh, I waited this long for what?" Yeah. So Bingo is now following suit, and she's going in to get the consultation to get her labiaplasty, which is going to take a team of doctors. It's like the 1,000-pound tumor on Discovery Health.
So can I ask a question about the procedure?
Yes.
I mean, I've seen some things on TV where like someone's getting a nose job or a chin job, and they'll take a Sharpie and like make little dot marks. Mm-hmm. Is it like in the stirrup? And he goes, "We're gonna stitch here,
Sharpie marks around your exactly." Did you bring in pictures from like Hustler magazine of just like a haircut where you go, "I want this vagina"? Can you do that?
No, they didn't do any Sharpie marks.
Can you give me the Phoebe from Friends?
I mean, he didn't just go like, "All right, we're gonna like just hack this right here." I mean, it's not like trimming a bush, right?
No, my doctor, when she came in, because I went to my regular gynecologist, and she is also a surgeon. But she, pretty much before surgery, she just told me that, I don't know how to explain this the right way, but at the front of your labia, there's a lot of blood cells, so she wouldn't be able to cut off as much there. But after that, she can cut off more. But she didn't make any markings before I went under.
Wait, so you mean it's like a facelift where they cut in the middle of the labia and they pull it back or something?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, you can tell where she cut in.
So it's the same outer lip.
It's the outer lip, and she has to start at a certain point. She can't start at the very beginning of it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what you meant was there's more nerve endings or more.
Correct.
Yeah, it's more
so
vascular.
It's like if
in
you
the
had
front.
your dick reduced, but they take it out from the middle and bring it down.
I think like as she moves back to the perineum, which is that spot between the two holes. I think you could cut more back there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So
you can't take off as much from the front, but you can definitely cut off more from the back.
Wait, the back is towards the asshole, or
the
back is towards...
The perineum is that area in between.
Oh, I know the perineum. Jeeps. What do you think?
The taint.
Yeah.
If you will.
No, it's the separation between church and state, is what I used to call it. Held together with a very thin episiotomy. Very weakly sewn.
Was it painful? Like the recovery?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't painful. It was just uncomfortable because you obviously were cut up in your crotch and you had stitches down there. In the beginning, you have to ice that area.
Bag of peas, frozen peas.
No, I had ice packs, and then it was just uncomfortable walking around. You're kind of bow-legged.
Well, it was more so for you because at that time you had a job where you had to slide down banisters for a living, which was. Like, and you can't call in sick because who else is going to do it?
Sure.
I used to do the pole dancing for fun, but anywho, no. When I actually went back to my job,
take that 20. That's the pizza man. Uh-oh. Hey, the pizza delivery man is here. Do you want to show him your newly?
Well, let's get his opinion.
Moan.
If it was money well spent.
Okay. So the recovery period, how long was it from the time you actually went under the knife till you sat on someone's face?
Oh, a few months. It'd been a few months, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
How long would it have been till you could have? Is the real.
Probably, I was kind of cutting it close.
Who's the first person you showed it to?
Probably, actually, I think it was Bingo that actually saw it. No. Wait, I take that back. After surgery, one of my good friends in St. Louis, she's a nurse, Cindy. So she saw it right after I had it done. And my ex-girlfriend, because she brought me home.
Did they recoil? Did anyone go?
No.
Like
Well,
if-
no,
if
my
any of us-
ex-girlfriend, because she doesn't like blood. She doesn't like doing the nurse duty.
Right.
So that was not good for her.
Because when you get that procedure done, is it like when a gal gets a boob job that she just can't wait to show, and like in the bar, like lifting up the top and going, no, it's cool. Everyone sees them. That's why I got them.
I wasn't dropping my pants to everyone and showing them what I had.
If you were just standing
Bingo,
up,
Will.
yeah. Everyone will see this. If you just stood up and then pulled your pants down, would you be able to even notice? Or is it something like you'd have to like really get a knee up to your ear or something?
I don't know. Like I know a difference, but from a guy's point of view, I don't know if they could tell that I had surgery or not, which is a good question.
Yeah, I think her, dude. Yeah, no, she's cool and everything, and she was, like she's funny, she's good in bed, but I think she had a fake vagina. That vagina just seemed like it was like a fake vagina. It was just cool, Hey,
No, I'm curious because I've slept. I'm curious because I've slept with a couple guys since the surgery, so I don't know if they notice anything different.
well, yeah, not all of them are alive, but well, that's for the next podcast.
True that.
True that. She just said. She didn't even say true dat.
Is there a
True
rippling sound when you have intercourse?
Is there no?
Like running your fingers along the teeth of a comb
No,
where the zipper mark was?
I don't have that. I'm sorry.
Can they shorten the bottom of your vagina? So, like a guy with a small penis, say, feels like he's hitting home.
Oh, I don't know.
See, I'd go, hey, keep all the labia, just shorten the depth.
I don't know if they could do that.
Maybe you could just take the labia and tighten a knot, like a double half hitch. That's not coming undone. No way.
Fill it with cement like on Property Wars. Chad's jokes are wasted because we didn't have a fourth mic for him. Should we wrap up Pillow Talk? We can get back to it. I'm just the fucking pizza's here. I want to eat the pizza. It's going to get cold.
Go ahead, eat pizza.
All right, let's eat some pizza. You just stay put. This episode of Pillow Talk Podcast brought to you by pizza. Check out all my tour dates at DougStanhope.com and find me on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook /official Facebook, but I only really post dates there. I fuck around on Twitter, but get the tickets at DougStanhope.com. I'll be coming to your town soon. And that was the Pillow Talk Podcast with a quiet Doug Stanhope. Play the Matoid! Hey, this is Doug Stanhope. This podcast was so far the favorite that we've taped, and it's with Bingo's sister, my girlfriend's sister, huddled up in a king-size bed in a low-budget motel in Billings, Montana. And before you tune out thinking, it's a chick, it's not going to be good, it's pretty funny and riddled with poop. Poop's always funny. Also, as always, Greg Chaley, my tour manager, and Chad Shank, my friend, are also in the room chiming in. Enjoy podcast number 735 of the Doug Stanhope Podcast with Rancher Lodge in Billings, Montana. It's not really a shithole, but it's not the place you can be loud. Kelly Bingaman, Bingo's sister, who I torture Bingo by saying, I'm going to fuck your sister all day and night, drove out from her own personal dude ranch, the oil fields of North Dakota, where she's just raping them for money. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Doug.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Do you want to start out talking about your labioplasty, or should we save that for another podcast?
We can save that for another
All right.
podcast.
It might have never happened. And
We can do that for the Christmas special.
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, we'll do a Bingaman Christmas family podcast. That would be fantastic with Brooke and Grandma and Mom and Pa. That would be a funny podcast.
That'll be perfect.
So you work up in the oil fields in North Dakota.
Correct.
And you get roped into that. Who knows how? It's probably a boring story.
Yes.
You used to do other dumb shit, like you taught people how to eat food or something.
Eating disorders, yes.
Yeah, she was a food coach. Like she'd just watch someone eat dinner and then tell them how they did it wrong if they had an eating disorder. Like, if you can't find a scam in America for a job, you're just not thinking. You're an asshole. Well, try to find work. Well, you're not thinking. It's not all about applying for jobs. Kelly's not even bright, and she teaches people how to chew for a living as a spare gig. But then somehow, through a friend, you got roped into getting up with the Roughnecks.
Yes.
We visited you there last year, and it's a horrible place. It's just all testosterone. It's like a UFC crowd of a town. All just angry dudes with boners and road rage and, nothing. They make a lot of money, but there's nothing to spend it on, and they just want to fight. I was afraid to... We were drinking in a Bingo's sister. Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the Pillow Talk Podcast with Doug Stanhope. We're having to talk quietly because we're in a shitty motel in Montana where we're going to get noise complaints. Probably by the end of this show, we will have noise complaints. But we are laying here in bed like John and Yoko with me and who? Not Bingo. Bingo couldn't make this trip. So I have Bingo's sister in a king-size bed at the dude